Right then, hi guys, I'm going to be doing some Euro Truck Simulator today. So, I'd like to discuss what has gone on since episode 5. I believe we got somewhere around here. I'm not too sure. However, I got up on these hills along here. Where are we to? Oop, here. Is it there? Yeah. And all hell broke loose in a way. I went down these hills here. Alright, now this didn't record. For some reason the recording crashed in the background. I was just speaking into my microphone like a complete dick. So going along here, I slept. And then I got to here and I couldn't get around that bend. This truck wasn't powerful enough to keep it. So then, all of this was happening without me knowing that it wasn't recording, so I was just talking to myself. Then I come all the way down to Biskra because I had to repair my truck. And now, I plan to continue the drive what I've already sort of done up to here. And then we'll carry on. And hopefully, all of this records. This will be a 1 hour episode because I mucked up the last one. And I think that should all go okay. So, let's begin. I can talk about all what I talked about in the other episode, and I need to sleep as well because I had to. What I did is I went back a couple of saves, so auto saves. It's so good that the game decided to auto save in a good place. Because if I would have gone back too far, I would have gone back to before I even got the job. Which, who wants to do that? Who wants to lose all that time of recording anyway? Just let the Instagram go off, right? Hopefully this is recording. I will just go and check in the background because last time I was so pissed off with myself. Yep, I think it's all going quite well. Lovely. So I recorded my episode of SimCity and I didn't change over the recording settings, which was a big mistake, and I've done it before, and now I realise that it's so big that I really shouldn't do it. I lost 1 hour and a half of recording. So I'm sorry to all you guys, but the autosave for some reason didn't save in the middle of things sometimes. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if it has an automatic way which lets it delete stuff midway through or something. Oh, that builder over there. Yeah, it all went a bit wrong, to be honest. I believe I can adjust my mirrors. Alright. Sorry, you can probably hear me drinking. I'm just refreshing my mouth. Cabin adjustment, that is what I wanted. What can we adjust? Adjust lights. What? Oh, well that's nothing, that's just the light control panel. What about this? Just mirrors. Ooh. Oh, that's quite cool. I was doing that one. Okay. I think I'll just carry on like this. I didn't really understand that. I can see a little bit more though there in this mirror. Does it adjust them on that as well? I think it does, yeah. That's pretty cool. I can see a little bit more now on the left. It's pretty unnoticeable, but it makes a difference. I think last time I drove down here... Oh, for fuck's sake, I went the wrong way. Yep, I went the wrong way on this junction last time. It's already gone wrong, people. Just Go across the desert. That's pretty that's what most people do when they turn around. Just turn into the desert. After all. Yeah, this is already going wrong. Just crashed into a car. Oh well, he's gonna have to live with it because I'm getting fed up. This trailer is now almost 40% damaged. It has been a complete failure. Now that damage happened because on the hill, cars, the AI, it might have been updated, but god awful is it? Oh, it literally just, I was trying to turn around to come back down and get a run up, and the AI decided that it was going to park right up my ass. So every time I moved, I got a £320 fine. Ugh. It caused havoc. I could barely... I tried to move and stuff, and it really didn't work out. It was just every time I moved, I got a fine. I ended up with about 8 of them. Someone do the math. God. 32 times 8 plus a 0 on the end. Yep, it's not cheap. That wasn't a cheap mistake. But this truck technically can't pull what it was pulling. So I'll give it to it there. I should get credit where it deserves it, to be honest, this Scania. Why does it just hit the brakes? Sometimes the AA tends to do that. You're just behind them and they go boom on the brakes. Oh, those were the things. So I'm leaving Biscara. Biscuits. Yeah, in my last video, well, the video on what you won't see, I talked about like future games, what SCS are doing. Do you think there will be a Euro Truck Simulator 3? I'm going to take a guess now, and I'm going to say there, depending on how much the company has grown, because it has grown quite a bit, possibly, but will like American Truck Simulator take over and they end up making an American Truck Simulator 2? You know? Or will they just not bother, you know? It depends on if they can because like there are improvements to this game, but a lot of them can be done in patches. Like what could they actually do in an ETS3 which they could actually afford, keep within budget, and be able to program? I wouldn't mind a speed camera flash. I've said that in another video, I think. That would add to the game in some sort of way. But apart from that, they can't really. You can't be too picky about this. They are quite a big. They've got a much bigger development team than what they did have 2 years ago. I know that. But you know, no matter how big companies, they can only do so much. And you know, there has to be room for profit as well. Because sometimes, you know, money has to be made. After all, that's what they're doing it for. They're not doing it. Obviously, they're doing it for the enjoyment of their customers and things. That's what all companies try and do. But after all, they are trying to make money. They're like any company. They're trying to make money, but they're making good games while they're at it. So good on them. I hate this. You brake and then suddenly they start to go faster than you again. But the end is not too far away. As you can see how much my money's gone down. Yeah, I lost about £6,000, £7,000 in fines then. Plus the delivery, plus the actual 1,000 cost to be recovered. It took an absolute age. I'm gonna hit him. Look at my mirrors over here. I'm waiting for him to move. Come on. Surely you can see in his mirrors that I want to get past. It's a blind corner though. Oh shit. Stay there. That was some good driving. Really good driving. Look that right up. And now he's gone off straight into the distance and put his foot right down. He just wanted some entertainment. He was just having a boring day and he thought, oh no, I'll ruin his. Yeah, I said in my last video, I would like to, when we arrive, trade in this truck for something else. with a bit more power. It depends what dealer's there. I would quite like to try out the Volvo FH. I'm pretty set on that. I think that's got the International Truck of the Year award, and it looks quite nice inside. It's fairly cheap, so we might actually be able to get a bigger chassis. So I don't know how much this truck was. I have to think. It's not the best trucks, I know, but I think trade in, use some of the money what I get from this job, and then I can sort of have about £40,000 left in the pot. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Does anybody know what happens if you turn up with 100% damage of a load? Like, do you get no money, or do you just get a rather large penalty? Like, is there a maximum to how much penalty you can get? Like £10,000 or £20,000? Is there a limit to that? This driver up ahead, he's really bugging me, because I got a feeling that in a moment I'm going to be back up his bum again. I'm purring like a cat. Getting ready to pounce, but there's all these sort of small bends. What's the speed limit? Oh, it means no overtaking, that sign. Why are there no line changes there in the road? Because it seems like... Because in the UK we have like double lines when you're not allowed to overtake. Here it just seems to be a sign, which isn't very good at giving you much indication that you've done it or not. And now on this very small hill, this Scania is starting to struggle. But this hill what I was on, man, if you've got an underpowered load and you're going to Tangier and you have to take that road, and you've not got a huge amount of pulling power, or you're struggling to accelerate on roads like this, which I am, don't go on that road. It's about as steep as some of these sand dunes over here, like over there. That sand dune is really steep to get up. And it's all bendy as well, and it's really sharp turns. But of course, you go to take a swing like this, to sort of like go round, but then the AI cars, they don't give you no space at all. You just go round, and then suddenly, there's a car right in front of you like that. Straight in front of you, and you have to hit the brakes, and then you usually get fined because you can't stop in time, because you've got a heavy load. And then you can't do a hill start. I was trying to do hill starts, I was recording. Well, I wasn't recording at all, because I thought that I was, but it didn't record in the background. It was like this: you go round a corner, you swing out, and there'd be a car, right like that, in your way, and it would pull up about 3 inches from you, and the speed limit was 30 kilometers an hour, with speed cameras, as you went up the hill. It was painfully agonising. I'll show that bit of road again at the end of this episode, just so nobody else falls torture to that. Because it was a really tricky road. And there was also, as you approached it, there was a speed camera hidden behind a sign. Really cheeky one as well. Bastard speed cameras. Straight in your face it was. But yeah, definitely, speed cameras in this game do need a flash. Because it adds, it just looks good. Middle of the night, can you imagine that? Like a big 2 flashes. It would just show that you've been caught. That would just really add to it. There's a speed camera up on the side up here. Although I'm in the middle of the desert, I have worked out that there are quite a few speed cameras. I got flashed by 2. I say flashed, I'm just going to say booked, because, well, it's not really flashed, is it? Because they don't flash. I want a flash. I really do. For American Truck Simulator, I'd like to see a flash on speed cameras. I want to see... If SCS software, I doubt they'd do it, but the ability for them to open it up so that mod authors can make sound packs for the sat-nav. Can you imagine, like, going along and it'd be like, bing, turn right in 100 yards, turn left. That would be really quite, that would be quite good to have. Just cut across the desert. Should we try this? I'm regretting that decision. I really am, but should we carry on with it? Should have stuck to the road. Although it doesn't look that bumpy. I think the game's sort of overcomplicating what it actually is. It really isn't that big a bump. There's a few little bumps coming up. But they must have good suspension trucks. We got 40% damage now. 58! Man! And then loan installment, so I've now got £6,000. Goodness me. Everything's going wrong. The road looks really shiny. Have I got my lights on? No. It looked really shiny this then. See? If you look in the mirror, the sun is beaming down on it. I didn't know I had a little sunroof up there. Is that what I am seeing though above? Yeah, I think it is. It doesn't look that bright though. Must be one of those ones which darkens the light as it comes in. I just add some light though to the cab, it looks quite nice. Come on, Scania. Yeah, this Volvo though inside, it does look really quite nice I think, and especially the display shows quite a lot of information to you. Whoa, going completely off track here, sorry people. Not that far off now from getting on the highway. But it goes into like one lane, and like when it's in the middle of the desert, why do they do that? It's not like they've run out of room, is it? I don't know if anybody watched Top Gear's Burma Special. Can you remember that road? That was massive. And that had plants and all around. But look at this. You could just tarmac over desert. It's not like it's a popular holiday destination. Like Greenland, like this. I agree with that because that's like planet saving. Where's Dust Desert? Let's build a 55-lane road, whatever. Won't get any congestion at all. But you probably get problems with lane merge. Imagine if you had 10 lanes. Like in that Burma Special, that's going to be horrible. When the city, if the growth does come, there's not going to be any congestion, but imagine trying to change lanes. It's like New Spaghetti Junction in Birmingham. I'm not sure if you noticed, but on the channel I've started doing Sim City. There is a speed camera up here, I believe, so I'm gonna hit the brakes a little bit. Well, I'm gonna cruise in when I see it. I think it's on the other side of the road though, so I don't think I have much of a worry, but I won't risk it. I won't risk it, no. Does it go lower down there? Oh, don't tell me that it does. No. 60. Yeah, he's trying to catch people out on that side, isn't he? Speedy camera. I'm going careful though, because I have a feeling there might be one on this side of the road as well. So I'm going nice and steady. Well, I can put my foot down quite a bit. I've got my foot flat on the floor. What does that sign mean? Oh, does it mean like Q's likely or something? I haven't seen any of the overhead displays over here. I'm not sure if that's just the UK which doesn't see that, like the big granitaries which have electronic displays. Stop. Sorry, didn't do it in time. Why stop when you've got this massive thing to pull out on over here? There we are. Lovely, nice little turn in there. Up we go. Steep hill. It was much steeper than this though, that hill. Oh, and it was so twisty. It was like this, and then this, and then it was just killing the truck's speed, to be honest. When an AI car hit the brakes, oh! I needed a sign which said no guidance. This sat-nav needs a truck-only option. Honestly, because like they make sat-navs in real life for like trucks. So that should be featured into the game, like your American Truck Sim. These are all things on my wish list. I think I will buy an American Truck Simulator, yeah. I'm not so much of a fan, though, as other people are, about the big, bulky engines poking out in front. I think that's kind of like, I don't think that I particularly like that. Let's just turn myself over like this. I'm not a particular fan of things like that. I don't think it looks that nice, aesthetically. It makes you look a bit like a snowplow, like, I'm the boss of the road, I own this patch of land, sort of thing. But I don't like that. I quite like having, because the thing about cars is that the bonnets get in the way, don't they? And you can't, sorry, car behind. Did he back off, or did I hit him? No, he's still going. No ticket for me, which is good, because if you look at money, it's not exactly in the best situation. Right, 10 hours and 5 minutes. 6 hours sleep. Ugh. It's nice to get on a nice straight road though, like this. Makes a change from the desert. I think we're raised up, aren't we, off the road? But this could be more lanes. I just don't think there's a need for it, because not many people travel through the desert, do they? Can't wait for that juicy payment to come through. Yeah, baby. All the money's coming in. Being overtaken by a van with no one driving it. I believe I saw on the seats there, no driver. Or an invisible one. But the AI cars, yeah, when they turn now, they turn a bit more, their wheels actually turn as well. Whereas they used to just go around the corner with straight wheels that look quite freaky. Looks a bit robot-ish. What is the speed limit? I have no idea. Although I do know that this goes into just one lane, which is stupid out here. Let's get in there before this truck decides to move over. That was a Comet truck. I have a feeling. I do have a feeling that was a Comet truck. Comet, if you didn't know, they were, I guess they were, a UK electricals company. But they went into administration, so they're not around anymore. I think that was Comet. I had a feeling. Yep, but they're not around anymore. So it's a bit weird to see them in this game, but it pretty much in the UK now is Currys and PC, which have quite a large chunk of the in-store market, at least. They do have an online website though, like most companies. And John Lewis, I think John Lewis and Currys in this, I don't mean Currys as in Thai, I mean as in the shop. I think they're probably the closest competition you'll get now. Sort of Currys kind of own the market, sort of thing. But that's not very good because there's not a lot of competition. They haven't really got any big competitors now. Because John Lewis is a department store, innit? So they don't have to really worry about charging lessons. The only thing what they have to compete with, really, they do a lot of online offers, which makes a lot of sense because after all, the competition, you can't get out of the competition online. There's thousands of sellers. And then there's eBay people who sell stuff from bidding, which they've, unwanted Christmas presents. And that can take sales straight away from Currys and John Lewis, Debenhams, all of big department stores out there. And the little high street stores, Is the high street gonna die? Will it disappear? And will it just... Because in America, do you have mostly malls and things to shop in? Because that's like what... I think that's what it's like in America. There are like lots of malls and things. At least I think there are. That's what I imagine it to be. Quite a lot of... I know there's like places in New York and stuff which are just off, yeah. But you have quite a lot of like malls to go and shop in. The high street, I think it's because, especially like city centres and things, I think they're dying because people physically cannot get into the city without having to get stuck in mile-long traffic jams. And also just parking, there's usually a premium to park in the city centre. Whereas if someone goes and parks out, I know, a DFS in the middle of somewhere, or Asda quite out of town, or at Outfit shop and Marks and Spencer outside of the city centre, they can usually park for up to 3 hours or 4 for free. They don't have to worry about, you know, paying the parking charges. And usually they don't have to worry about getting stuck in really big traffic queues. And most people, you could argue, okay, there's not as much in the just take a drink just a moment. There isn't as much shops in these out-of-town layouts. But also, you need all the shops what we have. Like, you have Superdrug and Boots. You don't need them both together. Or, like, in the same place, because they usually sell pretty similar things at pretty similar prices. Like, there's Asda and Tesco. There's competition, yeah. Different ones have different prices for things, but still, you only need the necessities, don't you? You only need the necessities of life. I'm all for people saving money, but if they've got to drive miles and sit in queues or pay for parking while they're at it, then they're not getting very far, are they? Speed camera up here. It's 80 though, so I'm alright. See, they hide them behind the signs that was just here behind the petrol sign. Not amazingly well hidden, but that was pretty good. That speed camera. 110 now. Yeah, let's put down the foot, but I put down the foot. And in this particular truck, with this amount of weight, 25 tons on the back, I'll show some of the route details for you. Down in the corner there, it's not going to fly off on a 420 horsepower truck. I think that we might be able to get there slightly early. I wouldn't mind a bonus for that, but this game doesn't give that, unfortunately. Yeah, we've got 30 minutes left of this recording. I'll make this 1 hour, as I said, because of all the problems what I've had. But the good thing is, at least I've been able to go back a few saves, so that I'm not, because I was quite a lot far ahead than where I've started. I've driven most of this. I'm doing it again for you guys. I don't think there's a speed camera along here, so I'll just keep going the speed where I'm going. I like seeing that map though, because it gives me a good indication of if there's any bends coming up to slow down for. 110. I can lay off the accelerator now, because I'll just glide down here quite happily. What does this sign say? These signs are some stupid things. They're too small to write in. See, I almost clipped the sign. And I have a feeling that that sign is going to be about as stuck in the ground as ever. Now I can put the accelerator on. Get us moving. It is 110. There we are. So I've got the cruise control on for 110. Let's cruise, baby! I wouldn't mind one of those cruise controls in this game where, I don't know if it's a feature actually implemented in trucks, but I know some cars have it, is where you can choose like how close it will get to anything in front. So if I just leave it now, I'll end up crashing into that truck in about 5 minutes. Or 5 seconds. But some cars, they turn off actually, or they slow you down just when you need it. So, and then as soon as that truck might move, or you go for an overtaking maneuver, they're going to speed up again automatically. It like scans the road with like microwave things, like frequencies. Or whatever, I don't understand really. I could probably Google it and find out. Because Google is future. Will there be a point where Google owns everything? I'm gonna lean out now. I wanna move over. Go past this sporty trailer. I didn't install that mod, which is like a sporty trailer. I think that comes with TSM or Jazzy mod packs. It definitely looks better than the normal transporter. Transporter. 6 hours 27 minutes left. 397 I'm going to take a bet on. Yep, there we are. And 22 hours 42 minutes is the estimated arrival time Sorry, 22:41 is when we're estimated to arrive, but we're going to have to sleep, so that isn't going to work as it wants to. I'm going to try and drag this out as long as possible, because if I sleep now, then I'll wake up sort of in the middle of the day, sort of thing. I'm going to lay off the accelerator, because we have a... I'm going to put this exhaust brake on, because it slows you down quite effectively, and it doesn't use any of your... well, it doesn't use any... It doesn't use any air pressure. The word I was looking for. Yeah, that little speed camera right there. It does both sides of the road as well, because it's got a camera hidden behind it on one side. Those speed limits, they're so small. You can't be expected really to follow them, because you can't really see them. 100 for this bit. Yeah. My force feedback here, oh my god, my fingers. I just want to, if I was up to a good speed, I would just put the cruise control on and leave it. Well, I'm not going that fast, am I? So let's just leave it there. I'm just twiddling the thumbstick because this is mental. I'm going to run out of battery in a moment. Stop. There's better. It would be nicer to ride on that. The sand. This feels horrible. This road. Force feedback is going bananas. Oh my god. Vibrations going through my hands, going up through my body. Never been electrocuted, mind. Like with a laser, with a pen or anything. That's gonna happen at some point. I don't know what that's gonna feel like. To get a shock. Ow. It's gonna happen one day in school, I bet. Someone will bring in a shock pen. I'm being overtaken by a coach. Ugh. Not many people like. I think that's out of their bus driver game, as I've said before. I do. Just lean over slightly with my controller thumbstick. Because it's going to be a bit of a hill. Come on, there has to be a hill. I'm fed up with going this speed at 80. And there's a bit of a hill coming. This looks good, yep. Definitely a hill coming here. Gotta lay off the accelerator because obviously speedy camera coming along. They've placed that in the right place. If I held my accelerator all the way down there, I would have got a ticket. But now there's a bit of a hill, so I bet you I can barely overtake this car. Because overtaking requires so much space in this game. I think that sign says no overtaking. So I've really quite ignored it, haven't I? 80. Cruise control. Very lovely. I swear I had something else to talk about in this. I think I've already said that I'm doing SimCity, have I? Yeah, I am doing a SimCity series. Videos have been daily pretty much up to now, but I'm pretty much going to do them every other day because I have a life as well to live. And I have things called homework, unfortunately. Not a huge amount of it, but that could change at my school. They're thinking of redoing a plan. I prefer those to do more work in school. I prefer to have a longer school day, to be honest. Because if you want to help with your homework, there's sometimes, if it's maths or something which the parent really can find quite difficult, they're not going to be a lot of help. And some parents simply didn't do subjects or the methods what are taught today. Some people, I've watched my mum do some dividing, times and adding, and I wonder, like, what are you doing? That's not how we do it. That's what she was taught, and that's what she remembers, and that's what works for her. But when I try and look at it, and it has to be explained, I find it really difficult to understand. It takes a long time to get your head around it. Some people are just brainier than others. textures just appearing in the background as they come into view. I don't know if that's just TSM or if that's to do with the quality settings, what I've got turned on. I've got it on medium. I just don't want it to go below 30 frames. I get about 60 frames per second. But I record it in 30 frames because you people on YouTube, you only see 30 frames a second. So there really isn't a whole lot of point in me going and putting getting 60 frames or having a graphics card which can do, all I really need is a graphics card which can do ultra above 30 FPS, because as long as I'm consuming 30 FPS I don't really realise it. And because unless you're doing like a side by side or you're doing a really controlled like experiment, what you can tell, but you have to be good with the mods and you have to have a rather large screen, which I do, so I would probably notice. That's something to the future, because if I upgrade my graphics card, I'm going to have to upgrade my power supply. And it all depends what graphics cards I get. If I get an R9 290X, because that's probably going to be cheaper next year, or I have a feeling that it will come down in price. Like really, I'm only going to do 1080p gaming. I'm never going to really move on to 4K, because I have a 39-inch telly. I don't have a 4K monitor, and I don't have any interest really in 4K, because as I said, 4K television, that is something what I don't think is going to take off, simply because 4K is how can I put this? If you think about it, on the highest TV packages out there, you get, with version XL, you get 34 HD channels out of about 200. And that's just HD channels. And they're not even 1080p, they're 1080i. If you want to know about it, that it's not really noticeable, but there's a difference in the bandwidth, what it takes up. It takes up less bandwidth for providers. But it's not noticeable really to the human eye, and it's something to do with how the image is put, how the screen interpretates the image what is sent to it through the HDMI cable. But 4K, the reason why I think is a long way off is because there's only 43 HD channels. Probably a lot of those cameras can only do HD, not Ultra HD, which is 4K. You know, that delicious. Now, I did see 4K at Gout Show, and it does look absolutely lovely, but it's really hard to pick out all that detail unless you're sat extremely close to the screen, probably breaking your eyesight and going square-eyed, or you have an 85-inch, 90-inch TV, or above 60 inches, sort of as a rule of the thumb, I think. 50, that's pushing it, but you won't see a huge difference unless you have a rather big screen. Because the bigger the screen you go, the more pixels you're likely to see. Whereas 4K, well, they probably will do some stupid 20, 40-inch TVs or something. With 4K, you're probably not going to notice. Personally, unless you do a side-by-side comparison. You can notice the difference between 360 pixels and 720p. That's noticeable. But going from 720p to 1080p, unless you have a screen above 32 inches, you don't really notice, do you? 720p, 1080p, there isn't a huge difference. Why did you hit the brakes, man? This guy in front being a complete stupid. I'm going to pull off now because I'm getting tired, apparently. Whoa, what's that? Is that a plane? Oh my god. Gotta see this. Let's sleep, because then it should be... Will it be daylight? Oh, I'm not sure. Look at that plane. I'm gonna have a look in a minute. I'm gonna see how much fuel is here, because fuel on this map seems to be rather cheap. Last time I found a fuel station which was doing it for 11p. I don't need to fill up. I've got enough fuel for 1,987 and I've only got 156 left. The end is in sight, people. Right. Sleep. If you would. Yeah, sort of night. Let's have a look what's going on up here. We're going to see the sunrise though, I think, so it should be... Oh, come on. Let's look at that air pressure. I don't know if this speeds it up, holding it here. Let's just stop and see if it makes a difference. No, we're still going up at a rate. It's not very good, is it? I'm just waiting for this air pressure to go up, but that plane over there... Is the road shut off? Oh my god, there's like fire trucks and all. Whoa. Look at this. No, I'm gonna carry on, sir. Thanks. I'm gonna leave my trailer here, because I don't want to muck this up. Look at that. I've got my high beam on. Jesus, there was a big plane crash. Anyway, let's get out of here. Yeah, that's really cool. Have I left my trailer with a man in the middle of it? I've got a man stuck in the middle. Yep. I am just killing a man here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's go. Yeah, that was pretty serious accident there. My engine just still, I was thinking. Right, let's turn off the high beam. And let's finish in just under 20 minutes this epic journey that we've had. Sorry that some bits got cut out because of recording problems, but I'm hoping that all is going well. Let's just have a quick flash check. Yep, everything is recording okay, and that is amazing. And I'm not going to look when turning that here because I don't think I need to. Yep, so I've slept now. And I think we're going to get this delivery there a day early. Like 23.5 hours early. Something like that. Be pretty good. Customer better be happy with that. Might not be happy with the damage of the load, 60%. Pretty much. But I don't know how much penalty I'll get for it. I'm trying to think about, is it going to be a really big penalty or not? 50? I guess so then, because I've got a feeling that with such a low speed limit there's going to be some speed cameras in here. I can probably get away with 51, so I'll stick with that. 40? There's going to be a speed camera in there. There's got to be to enforce this. Or the low textures. What there are along here. Knew it. Knew there was going to be a speed camera. I don't think that does both sides of the road though. No, I think it does just one side. Yeah, that is some pretty serious enforcement, mind you. Let's get out of here now. I don't know why that goes so slow. Frenchy, fancy, Parisy music, that sounded like. But there's nothing coming this way. Besides, there's a lane here, I'm alright. Elevator. Boop, 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 boop. What is the national speed limit? See, I don't know this stuff. Danger flood. Better not be this road bloody shut. Is it like flood risk? I can understand that. What's that? Like a warship. As if there was like a little tank on the top of that over there. Look pretty good. Yeah, only 1 hour away now. And 50 minutes. We're about 15 minutes recording. Hopefully this all fits in. If I finish this delivery. And then probably in the next episode, guys, we can... That was so lucky. I could have effed up this truck so soon. Why is my damage just suddenly just creeping up on this load? We're pretty much going to find out what it's like to have 100% damage. These helicopters are quite good. They're looking for a truck which is running everybody over. Because I'm here, mate. 73%. Oh. All because of this accident on the hill and some poor driving from me now. Focusing on commentary and doing this, and now I'm going to have a drink. All while trying to... I usually put the cruise control on, yeah, when I have a drink, because it helps. Let's put the foot down, let's try and get there a bit quicker, so the video doesn't get over an hour. Need something which just holds the accelerator on. Because in cars you can actually adjust the cruise control by pressing a button, and that makes you go faster by 1 mile an hour. That's a nice feature. This game is very simple cruise control. You have to get to the speed first by just holding down the accelerator until your finger feels like it's about to fall off. Come on. I don't know what the speed limit is for this road, but I'm just going to put down my thing until I see a speed camera, and I'll go below like 90 then. Come on. Oh, there's an incline coming up in there, it feels like. Nice and tree over there. It's like green on that side. Desert, sandy on that side. It's called a beach. It's a pretty rough beach though, isn't it? It's pretty steep. One more summer truck down there. Be a pretty serious mistake to make. Put out my legs quite big and boldly along here. And put the foot down. I think I'll go up to 110 before I worry about speeding. Is that one of those ones which is carrying trucks up the front on that trailer? Wouldn't mind trying out a couple of mods mined for this channel. SimCity I quite like, that's why I'm doing it. There's some games which I really enjoy. I only play those games, and I like it when games have demos. That definitely adds somewhat to the experience. Stupid truck driver. When I'm indicating to go in, and he just hits the brakes. That is the worst thing, mate, you could have done. And all the speed what I've just done back there, and I do in 100, that's pretty much been wiped out. All that extra time, because I just had to put the foot right on the brake pedal because of him in front. Because he's selfish. I don't mind filling up with fuel, I just want to find it cheap, because when I went to that petrol station before the hill, it was 11p. 11 pence per litre. That is just unheard of. In the UK, it's like the cheapest around my area is £1.29 for a litre of fuel. Oh, or a gallon or whatever. Let's lay off the accelerator. Oh, do we have to go in like this? This is stupid, these. Let's get a big swing on it, why don't? Let me go. Well, I only got to check if the fuel was okay. I'm 7 minutes away, so come on. Thank you. Do not move up yet. I just want to see how much the fuel is here. If it's cheap, I'll buy some. Fine. 52p is better than the last one, but 11p a litre was the best. Because the fuel is cheap over here. It's like £1 something when you go to the UK in this game, and it's even dearer in real life. Because diesel's dear, man. For diesel, it's not petrol either, it's diesel. It's proper good fuel, man. Piss off. 74% damage. And no one wants to move out of my way. Let me out. Let me go. The AI is... I'm talking about... I'm trying to say how good the AI update is in this video, because it definitely helps on roundabouts and things, but this game really isn't helping me prove that. It's making me struggle. We have 10 minutes left to record, so we might be able to pull up this trailer if there aren't too much traffic going in, get the money, and trade in this truck. Or that might be a next episode thing. Might be. Then we might end up going to Spain. Oh yeah, that's right, go to Spain. Espanol. I'm getting fed up with all these tickets. Now, what do they expect me to speed at? Is it 30 or something? Because I was only going like 40, wasn't I? Definitely put these cameras, used on the TSM app, in places where you are really tempted to speed up. And they're not well signposted. They're just hidden on this map. Come on. So then, what dealer is here? Come out that mirror, see how close I am to this car in front. There we are. No, I don't want to go that way, I want to go this way. Right, let's go, go. Let's get out of here, man. We've finally arrived. I'm about to see what the penalty is for 74% damage. Thank you for making me. Nice Nissan. I think that's meant to look like a Nissan Duke. Or something like that. Is this Volvo? Please be. That would just put the icing on the cake. It is. Oh, yes. I'm not sure if it's a big dealership or not. I think it's only one of those little dinky ones. But hopefully they have the Volvo FH. It's Truck of the Year, man. International Truck of the Year 2014. That's got to be it. I don't know how they decide the Truck of the Year, even though it's not the end of 2014. Yeah. Oh yeah. Volvo. For God's sake. It's really happening. All these red lights getting in my way. Bam. Bow, bow. Yeah, I will for you guys. I will definitely try and not cock up recordings again, and I will try and decide on roads which are too curvy and get a truck get a load which I can actually pull pretty well. Like 50 with this particular truck. I say don't go above 20 tons. I don't know what I hit. I say don't go above 20 tons because otherwise you're in for a bumpy one, man. But going above 20 tons on a 400 horsepower is not my advice anymore. Even though you can do it, like I've done, you'll get yourself into a whole host of problems with power related things. Let's pop into Sano and see how angry they are about the fact that I've kind of delivered them well, these tractors, it's a shame that there isn't actually road damage in this game, but I'm assuming that by now I'm assuming that the trailer is pretty much effed. Like, it is just over. This is one of those places which makes sense. Delivering a tractor to a farm. Sometimes you're taking wood from IKEA. Yes, T. Reckless. Yeah, thought so. Minus 8,000. That's not as bad as I thought, actually. Not as bad as I thought. So 3,800. Yeah, that's not as bad. I know they're saying reckless and stuff, and yeah, it is, to be honest. But I'm happy with the money what we got in the end. 63,000 is still quite a lot. Right, what are we going to do here? Eco drive. With how much that fuel was, that is just pointless at the moment. That's going to add up in the UK, but here, not really. Just in time. Yeah, we'll put it on there. Right then. We've got 4 minutes left to record. I think we can go in, change our truck, and I'll customise it next episode. That is going to be the cliffhanger, people. What will Anthony make his truck look like? What will the Noobish gamer make his truck look like? What will I make it look like? Put it on 40 kilometers an hour. Cruise control. You shouldn't really put cruise control in the city, but I'm just doing it for the sake of not having to hold the button. I feel like it's gone laggy. I don't know. But as long as it's more than 30 frames, doesn't matter, because that's how YouTube works. Quite congesty. Quite a lot of it. Is it like rush hour? Not really. It's more like 8, 9 o'clock, but it would be good if the TSM had that. It might be in the release date, I don't know. Come on. Come on, keep going. I got a feeling he's going to slam the brakes and he's going to... Yep. I had a feeling that he was just going to do that. Don't know how Volvo are going to be about the fact that I'm trading in Scania. Probably quite happy because I'm changing brands. Let's go. Let's pull in to the Volvo dealership and see what we find. The truck dealer is closed. Really? Is it? Right, let's see if we can do something here. So I am in here. Truck dealers. I am in Tangier. Yep. Visit selected dealer. That doesn't make sense. Apparently it's closed if I go to the front door, but if I go and say, hello, I'm coming, then I can just... See, I'm in the same place. I can just go here like this. I used to have the SH16. I did. FH16. FH. Here we go, people. You would pay £17,000 for this one. Pay 53 for that. That looks quite nice, though. Right, okay. I'm going to end the video here, guys, and I'm going to start off the next video where I am right now. And we're going to get right in to customising a truck, which will be the Volvo brand new FH. And we're going to get some more horsepower. Okay, so thanks guys for watching, and I don't know the language here, but au revoir. That's France. Goodbye.